Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Now tonight I'm in the mood to cheer myself up. Have a chat, review this fella, or that I have reviewed a couple of times before to be fair, King Goblin. Yeah, gone for a few difficult days. Started last week and I've got no better, and I thought by having a few days off, I've had nearly 5, tomorrow will be the 5th day off work, and that I thought I'd snap myself out, but I haven't. So I'm having a beer to treat myself, cheer myself up, and try and put the person who should be there back at the forefront. At the moment, negativity is engrossed me at the moment, and it's not a good thing to be. And especially if you actually suffer with mental health issues, you know, it can drag you down. And I've certainly felt it these last few days. So anyway, King Goblin, 6.6% beer. It came out when I worked at Sainsbury's. I had it not long after I got there. I loved Hobgoblin. King Goblin, drank it, absolutely loved it. So, here's what it says. This deep ruby coloured true king of beers delivers aromas of treacle toffee, dried fruits, brewed with a blend of the finest crystal and chocolate malts and the addition of sovereign hops, packed full of sweet caramel, coffee and earthy roasted malt flavours for a warming seal of approval. A full, rich, sublimely fruity and satisfying indulgent beer, a beer for the connoisseur of the finer things. And so, hops are Fuggles, Sovereign, Styrian and Cascade. Malt is chocolate and crystal. The smell is tropical, citrus, fresh orange. Fresh orange. Taste is rich, full, smooth. And you see ruby. Style is a special reserve. Now, I've drank Hobgoblin many times, and it wasn't until I've had a review where it says it smells of the aroma is banana, or the taste rather is banana. And I've tasted it, and I thought, I've never tasted banana in Hobgoblin. And bugger me, tasted it, picked out banana, and I'm like, didn't know that. So sometimes, even though you've drank a beer for a while, if you've drank it not really noticing what you've drank, it'll be surprising. So obviously, ruby colour pour, just slightly off white head. Definitely getting the malt. Can't get fresh orange. I definitely get the dried fruits. Oh, this is well needed, I tell you. Been an odd few days. It's like in some ways, and with mental health, I've been on these courses, cognitive behavioural therapy, CBT or whatever it's called. And it tells you to think positive, and you know, it's so bloody hard to think positive. And I can understand why people go running, take up like boxing and that, trying to beat that out of you. Work is also a good thing, you know, working as hard as you can to quench, stop that negative thoughts from being there. I mean, the second I wake up in the morning, I can get burning in my legs. And all of a sudden it's kicked in, and I cannot stop it. And you know, this coronavirus has got a lot to do with it. It's not helping matters for sure. I've just watched We Love Theme Parks, and obviously it's going to be a different experience this year. Theme parks, it normally is anyway. Will the theme parks be rammed? I don't think so. Somehow, I think there'll be still a lot of people who are keeping away. And I watched a couple of vlogs from America, and Everyone's wearing face masks throughout the rides. Rides are going on half capacity. They're having to wipe down the rides. And I'll tell you what, the quicker this come and goes, the better. Obviously we're expecting theme parks to open up from July the 4th onwards, as well as hotels, restaurants and all that sort of thing. Cinemas even. But there certainly will be, you can see it, that there's definitely going to be some sort of second spike. I mean, they're saying it's 1 in 1,000 got coronavirus. So 1 in 1,000, so in a million there's 1,000. In 70 million, that's 70,000 people in the UK still got coronavirus. That's something to think about, isn't it? You know. And then when you see all these idiots going to waves, these demonstrations, they're not helping each other's. And I looked today on the news about the shops, a Nike shop, I don't know where it was, and it's on BBC News, and you've got all these people stood together with no social distancing in the queue, no bloody face masks. And on the news it says that black and Asian minorities are the worst affected from this. And they're using it as a racism thing. Fucking hell. I mean, let's be honest, that it's killing old people off. Is anybody bothered about the old people? It's not a racism, it's a fucking pandemic. And the media to me are a bunch of arses. They're using it as a racism thing. It's not a fucking racism thing. It's killed a lot of people off. Yes, we need to find out why it's affecting black and Asians, minorities and that more. And why it's affecting certain people more. It's affecting people, men over the age of 40 more. There's lots of bands who it's affecting more. But for the media to claim it's an act of racism, fucking hell. I just don't understand it. And you're there and you're listening and you think, are the media in this country such dickheads and such shit stirrers that they want to blame racism for coronavirus? And you look and you think, I just hold my head up in disbelief. I mean, there's a lovely Asian lady on some show on Channel 4 the other day, and she says it isn't so much about racism, it's about culture, it's what you've been brought up in. And a lot of today's issues stem from bad parenting, and that's not, like she said, it's not, obviously there is racism, there's bound to be, I don't see it, but there is, but it's down to culture, bad parents bringing on another generation, that generation being worse than the previous generation, and then they turn around and, and that I do see a lot of. When you see kids going out on the streets and they've got fucking dressed up like gangsters, and you think to yourself, where's the parents? Because if my lad went out on the street dressed like an idiot, and I could see, all in grey, fucking hoodie on, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? I say, turn your pockets out first, and catch a knife on him and say, what the fuck's this? And obviously this is a beer review, so I'm just going off on a tangent. But blame can be everywhere. It beggars belief sometimes, and by the media going too far, the media for me are stoking up the anti-feeling, because obviously everybody around the world pissed off with that George Floyd thing, although he was no angel himself, according to the media. Again, according to the media and what you read, he'd been in jail for so many things, but in that he didn't deserve what he got, obviously. But the media are stoking the fire up, and it's like they're trying to start the trouble. It's like they're trying to start unrest around the world, and we don't need that in the middle of a pandemic. It beggars belief. It's like the shit stirring it to cause more trouble. And you can understand why people like Prince Harry and Meghan have just cut off the media altogether. It's like, you're not part of us. And I don't blame them, I don't. Even tonight on the news, they're asking the same stupid question time and time again. You just look and you think, oh, for God's sakes. But anyway, back to this beer, and what a beer it is. 10 minutes in already. Whew. The aromas still not get, where it says tropical citrus and fresh orange, I don't get that. I get nice dark malts. On the taste, I get the treacle, I get the dried fruit, I get winter flavours in there. I certainly don't get orange. Oh, what I do get is a beer that is just absolutely immense. Not for everyone, 6.6%, you know, it might be above some people's threshold that they like. But for me, it still delivers nice aroma, fantastic taste, good ABV, beautiful. Well, Father's Day's coming up. I've got a nice bottle of rum being bought for me for Father's Day. I think it's Kraken. Is it Kraken? No. It's a spiced rum, but it's not them. I can't remember the brand name. And I've got a nice school glass to go with it. So another glass for my shelf of glasses. Although, if I really wanted to, I could have another shelf above that with glasses on. But yeah, there's only so many shelves that I can put on this beer wall behind me. Or if it gets any worse, I might have to slap another row on the bottom. Fantastic addition to the beer room, though. Yeah, and then Father's Day on this Sunday coming. Got 3 days at work to get through. I've got a taste of orange then. I can't remember tasting orange with this before. Yeah. What was I going to say? And then a week tomorrow, my birthday. 49 years old. Flipping heck. 50's coming soon. 50. I just don't like the sound of that. Didn't mind being a 29-year-old. When I hit 30, it was like, oh God, 30. Oof. And then when you're 39 and all of a sudden it's 40, it's like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And these are things that are always on my mind. And, you know, I think I'm my own worst person for mental health issues. With getting old, obviously, the older you get, you know, obviously, if you always go in close from the minute you're born, you're closer to death, aren't you? You know, as you grow older, which is obviously slightly morbid, but it's the truth. And as you get older, you worry, and then you worry about your children, who's going to look after. You know, I've got an autistic son, but luckily I've got 3 great children, and you know, in that way. And then you know, you're worried about grandchildren, about your wife. You know, are you going to be there? And at times when, you know, you're up against a brick wall or looking over a cliff, and you know, the troubles seem, every little minute thing seems so massive. It does drag you over a little bit. Although, if I was to jump at my own body and look, and I'd say, you've got a great family, you've got a fantastic house, you've got the beer room, you've got an half decent car, you're still in a job at the moment, and let's be fair, there's a lot of people who aren't. Your life's not that bad, and sometimes I need to say that to myself and try and snap out. But it's easy with everything in life. It's easier said than done, you know. But anyway, 15 minutes, need to back up. Oh, so this has been lovely. Getting a bit off my chest about the way this country is fucking itself up, but also drinking one of the best beers that I've ever tasted. I did get on the nose. I got a malty nose. Never really changed from that. Never really got the tropical citrus fresh orange. But on the taste, dried fruit, chocolate, roastiness, even orange at one stage, and overall a damn nice beer, 6.6%. Oh, it's the spot every time, and it really is. It does live up to its name as King Goblin. Oh. Ruby coloured, an earthiness in the taste, an absolute beautiful beer. If you've never had it, or you don't like high ABV beers, then you need to try it. You know, if you like Goblin, this is the step up. It's like Goblin's bigger brother, stronger brother. Out of 5 then. Again, top 10 classification for me, although I don't really put it down anymore, it's just like a playlist. Out of 5, 4.72 out of 5. Yeah, still right at the top end of my beers. An absolute classic. And that's it for this beer review. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. You'd be surprised, this is more therapy for me than it is for you. And yeah, see you soon, and as always, stay safe. We're nowhere near out of this yet. Cheers.